Welcome back to Dr. Walls and Friends. We're here with guests today, Naseed Gifted. And so we learned a little bit about your upbringing. And now we've gotten to the point of where in the world and why did you say you wanted to get into education?
Well, in 10th grade, I had this goal. Well, actually, I had an experience. So I was a part of one of 10 students who had the opportunity to be a part of an engineering robotics program called US First. This was when it was first starting. And I got a chance to work alongside some engineers. One engineer that, resembled me, or a black engineer, is what inspired me to want to go into engineering. With that, that was my pursuit, through college and everything. So within college, we did workshops with youth, to inspire the next generation of technology leaders. And that's pretty much been my goal for the last 20 years. So with that, I graduate, get a job at PSE&G, which is Public Service Electric and Gas in Newark, New Jersey, but didn't work in that office, worked in another office in Secaucus. Did that for a while, worked at East Orange Water Commission, and then something happened that, a tragedy happened. It was 9/11. 9/11 happened, and the industry, and I was actually transitioning. I went to travel the world. I went to Senegal, I went to London, I went to I went to Canada. I traveled the world. That was something that I didn't get the opportunity to do while I was in college. I didn't have that spring break thing, anything like that. But when I became an engineer, that gave me the opportunity. I was able to save more money than I ever did in my whole life. And then the market was hot. So when I decided to transition, I said, you know what, let me travel the world, do some things, see what the opportunities are, and then when I come back, I'm gonna explore additional opportunities. 9/11 happened, the whole market shrunk.
Wow.
The same resume that I would put out and get 5 calls back was getting no calls back. So, at this point I had savings, and like I said, I was on this whole, journey, finding myself and doing all this other stuff. And, my bank account was getting real thin. It was getting real thin. The struggle was real. So from there, always was active in the community, working and doing all the things, working with young people, and decided to just become a substitute teacher.
Wow.
During my time as a substitute teacher, bouncing from school to school, I actually got a long-term sub position at Arts High School in Newark, and then Science High School, which was my former high school.
What was that like to go back to your former high school?
It was different. It was definitely different, just coming there as an adult. And working alongside your former teachers. So that was different. Good thing I wasn't a problem child back then. I got into stuff, but for the most part, my academics was always solid. Always did stuff outside of school, those type of things. So from there, I was in a math class at Arts High School for a long-term sub position, and the students was like, "Man, you should be our teacher." And I was like, "Wow, let me see." I took the praxis. Actually took it twice, only because I didn't take a standardized test in so long, and I didn't time it properly, so I didn't even finish it. It wasn't that it was hard; I just didn't even finish it. Then the second time I took it, just breezed right by. And like when you put stuff in the universe, the stars just align, and how the energy goes. So with that, I was helping out with my former high school with the robotics team, and the principals were there. One of the principals were the principal from Central High School, Greg Stewart, and as he saw me working with my former high school robotics team, my former principal, spoke to him saying, this guy, former science high student, engineer, he's thinking about transitioning to education, he's still looking at opportunities or whatever, but you could see his work, and she kind of advocated for me. And it was the principal of Central High School and the principal of Technology High School. The principal of Central High School said, "I want him."
Wow.
And the rest was history. I went in and he hired me as a math teacher. From there, I went from math teacher to robotics coach, eventually become the freshman basketball coach.
Okay.
Then just kind of moved my way up the ranks, became the department chair. We had the highest gains in the state. It was so bad that Chris Surf, who was the Commissioner of Education, thought we did some foul practices in order to get the gain, and then came, and did investigation on our practices.
Yes.
What we doing through instruction, and found out that we were doing some extraordinary things.
Look at that.
And actually that looked to model some of the stuff that was actually going to happen around the state, and especially around the district. This was when our former mayor, our current mayor was principal of the high school, which is Raz J. Baraka.
Yes.
So from there, went from department chair to vice principal, and then never really thought about, first of all, I never thought about being a vice principal, never thought about being a principal, and you just put it in work. And I always learned through whatever job you do, I think I got this from my mother, you just go above and beyond.
Yeah.
And then when you go above and beyond, people recognize your work. You don't even have to look for accolades. So just doing what I felt was needed to be done.
Yes.
And got recognized for it, and got a chance to navigate into another position. So I was vice principal for a number of years. Never really wanted to have all of the sole responsibility of being principal.
Yes.
And one of my friends who knew about my work through comics as well as education, wanted me to interview for a position for a charter school in Seattle.
Okay.
That was my first inklings of trying to be a principal. And I did terrible on the interview.
Really?
It was a phone interview.
Okay.
I did terrible. I just I didn't sell myself.
Got you.
I didn't really know how to sell myself. I was just a worker bee, just knowing how to do the work.
Yes.
And didn't sell myself well. So the opportunity didn't really pan out. Then there was another charter school, which is more of a STEM school.
Yes.
Another friend of mine, knew about, the work that I was doing, because I was designed a pre-engineering program at the high school that I was at. And we did things as far as taking a shipping container and turning it into a disaster relief house.
Wow.
With the students. So we did a number of projects like that, as far as robotics, and just kept building things. And that right there, set me up for this other interview for the charter school. And it was an elementary school. And I went there, and I did fairly well.
Okay.
I did a
you
little.
knew it was better than what the
It was
Seattle
better than the first one.
Okay.
But I did fairly well, and it wasn't until after that I thought about being a principal. See, I put my hat in the ring.
Yes.
Because someone said you should do it.
Right.
But my heart wasn't in it,
That's
and
what it sounds
and I think I wasn't really fully prepared mentally to be able to take on that responsibility.
Yes.
But it was after that interview that I said, you know what? I could be a principal because of all of the things that I want to do in transforming and shaping the school and being able to impact that many more minds.
Right.
So from there, continued to do the work, and opportunity for Malcolm X Shabazz came up, and I rocked the interview.
Yes.
And it was a lot different, because this was a community interview. So we had alumni members, community members, teachers, all a part of this interview panel.
Yes.
And I pretty much spoke about the work that I was doing. And they were sold on that, and got the opportunity to be the instructional leader at Malcolm X Shabazz High School. And that was something, so when you lay the groundwork, things just kind of happen for you.
Yes.
So it may not was supposed to be for me to go to that charter school, but all of that laid the foundation
It was
for the
all
opportunity.
preparation.
Yeah, laid the foundation for the opportunity that I got here today.
Yeah.
And then, of course, El Hajj Malik Shabazz was one of my heroes. So, you know, me going over there was something that, you know,
Serendipitous
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, man, if I have the opportunity to change this school around.
Yes.
There's a ton of tradition at Malcolm X Shabazz High School. It was formerly Southside High School, and before it was renamed Malcolm X Shabazz High School.
Okay.
So it has about 104
Really?
year history.
Oh, wow.
So the alumni are you know, deep in
Yes.
Newark. One of the strongest alumni groups, you know, as far as the high schools, because one of the oldest high schools is Barringer High School, but as far as alumni and prestigious individuals who graduated from there, but it was always known for athletics.
Okay.
Always known for athletics. Been champions in basketball, football, you know, girls basketball, where they won like 10 years straight.
Wow.
You know, all of those things. That wasn't happening when I got the
Right. When you
my
got the
tenure
charge.
here, when I got the charge to
Yes.
be there. But that's what everyone's
That's what they were
known
known
for.
for.
So I wanted to be able to take that and leverage it,
For sure.
and not just be champions on the field, but champions in the
Yeah.
classroom.
Wow.
And that's been the whole journey of what we've been trying to do. So we've started our STEM Academy. We actually have 3 tracks within our STEM
Okay.
Academy. We have our Gerald Lawson's video game and app development.
Oh, wow.
We have our Madam C.J. Walker natural hair and beauty, natural health and beauty sciences
Okay.
academy. And then we have our engineering academy. We don't have a name officially for that,
Not
but
yet.
we have a focus in biomedical engineering.
Okay.
And basically, we are looking to prep this next generation of technology leaders to be prepared for the various job opportunities that's going to be out there.
Yes.
Some of them are, you know, 4-year degrees. Some of them are more technical and being able to take advantage of that.
Yes.
We're in a space now where individuals like Apple, Amazon are taking, you know, people who have high school diplomas,
Yes.
but training them up because there's such a shortage of computer programmers and
Yes.
stuff, especially with your voice technology, your AR, your VR technology, all of those things. There is a ton of opportunities out there that we as a people are not being able
Yeah.
to take advantage of. And, you know, as far as the STEM field, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, we only make up 5%. If we look at
Wow.
women, we only make up 1 to 2% of that.
Wow.
You know, so, you know, we are a minority within these STEM fields,
Within
and then they're looking for that. And all of these opportunities are actually being outsourced because there's such a lack of qualified individuals to be able to
Yes.
take advantage of that.
Yes. So now you all see why I said he is an unsung hero and why we need to uplift him, because the work that you are doing is truly amazing. And this is just a piece. So we're going to take another quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about some of those other pieces.
Okay.
All right. We'll be
Thank
back
you.
in a moment on Dr. Walls and Friends.